Howdy, y'all. Here we are back with another devlog. It has been a while, and admittedly, even though I had like a month, I just spent most of it playing video games instead of making the video game. But I have done a few things, surprisingly enough. So let's start with the big cheese first of all, right? It's the relocation. So if you remember, in the last devlog here, we had the relocation improved. So if you guys remember what that was, when we were like above or below like an enemy, right? Whoops, I think I messed up something. No, okay. We'll just, there we go. So if you guys remember a while back, here, I'll drag that guy down. I'll drag the enemy up. So like the relocation of when you're above or below the player. I improved it a bit, and I'll explain how in a second. So I'll just show you the basics here with this guy, and so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then I'll show like the more edge cases. So this is like the general area, I guess you could say.
Wait.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
see me, see
God,
me. Okay,
there
good
he
stuff, good
is.
stuff. Then we'll go here. Okay. So I'll just show you the basics of it working. So there you go. That's good. So far, here is so good. Once again, it should happen the same thing here. So now here's like a bit more of an edge case, right? So I'll go like this, and he will find himself a spot. There we go. Now let's jump over. Same thing here. Same thing here. Now I will say one thing up front, like the relocation isn't perfect. I don't think it ever will be, but I think overall it is good enough. So in any case, you guys can see it's working fine here. And now let's just go back here. There you go. And this will get like the more standard area, I guess you could say, like the more standard function. Here, we'll drop assassinate him. There we go. There you go. That's fine. Okay, where's this guy? Okay, good. So now this is like a
That's
more of a
him.
specialized area. Once again, I'll show you like the what's up and stuff. So there we go. Once again, good. So here we are. We go. Relocate there. Good stuff. We'll now go here. There it is. Right now, let's go like this here. Once again, so far so good. Now here, like very specifically, I need to aim it here. Ah, fortunately I messed it up. Though that is like a that's like a contingency working. I don't know how to explain. I'll explain it to you guys in a bit, like properly. And here, and also a little side bonus. So of the big cheese, the relocation working really well. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, sorry about the cuts. So now here, check this out. So we're here. Now, okay, that's fine. You can relocate here. But now here, check this out. So we go here,
Oh my
and yep,
God, there
he
he
opens
is.
the
That's
door,
him.
and that's another function of like these guys hearing him and stuff. Like sorry, an enemy seeing him. An enemy seeing another enemy. That's like another thing. Here, I'll pull it up real quick. So like when an enemy, do I have that? Where do I have that? No. I forget to write that. But in any case, essentially, when an enemy sees like another enemy, and that like the enemy that's being seen by the enemy that sees it. Oh God, why am I so bad at explaining? Any case, basically, let's say you're an enemy, right? And you see another enemy that's currently like chasing the player. Then that's and then you're like, oh, that guy's chasing a player, so I know now. I should also be aggro. I should also chase the player, if that makes sense. There, that explains it. Apologies for the terrible explanation, but you get the general gist. There we go. So now I'll explain like the logic of it, right? Like I said, it's not gonna be perfect, but overall it's gonna be good enough. It's gonna be good enough. So now I'll explain like the logic of how the relocation algorithm works, and I'm not gonna touch it anymore. But I think overall it is good enough. So hold on, I'll go here to explain it as well. Well, we need to go to NPCs, enemies, lockban, and where the heck is it? Hero tree. Let's go drag it. There we go. So move to advanced elevation. Oh no, sorry, that's the move to. We need to find. Okay, so here's how it works. So first of all, we determine like the distance between the player and the enemy, And if it's more than 900, then we make this rotation 900, and if it's less than 900, then we make it 450. So this is rotation. If you're asking what it is basically we have the like the line trace happens from the player's location to the enemy, right? So that's like the line. That's like the line trace distance, but like that's what do you call it? The distance rotation essentially determines how steep it is. So when you're the lesser the value, the more steep it is. For example, let's go like this. Hopefully this comes across in the recording. I'm not entirely sure if it will. But if we do like a line trace like this, so for example, if it's like 900, then a forward trace will be like this. Well, if it's 450, it will be more like this. You know, same vector, but it's like steeper, if that makes sense. Oh, hold on, let's do like this. Let's do like this. So like this. So 900 would be like this, whilst 450 would be like this. So it's like steeper, if that makes sense. So first of all, we determine how steep it should be. Then from there, first of all, we check if like, okay, so the find path to location synchronicity, basically like if you have like line trace, you know, it's on all 8 directions, forward, backwards, right, left, northwest, northeast, stuff like that. Some of the line trace, like for example, if you're here, you shoot to your left, it's going to be here. It can't find that path, so that it will just basically reject that, be like, no, we can't go there. Is valid, is going to be false, so we just go to outputs basically. This is just for testing. I'll delete it later. But if we can, then we will add that location. But this is for if it hits something. If it doesn't hit something, then we do another line trace. And if you're wondering why, so basically, for example, let's say you're chilling here, right? And your forward vector is like here, and it only goes the distance of the enemy to the, and then it goes like this, like your line trace goes like this, then it will go here, right? Like here, it'll be like this floating vector, if that makes sense. But then the AI is going to be like, oh, okay, we go here. Well, then this is navigable, sort of. The XY is, well, not the Z. So the Z will go here. But notice how, like, when it goes here, it can't hit you. So that's essentially what the second line trace does. It goes to that location it finds and get random point navigable radius, and it makes a line trace. So you like see if it will actually hit you, and if it can, that's great. If it can't, then we don't add that in. And lastly, the second part is the move to advanced elevated location search. So this will basically just make it so that let's say for example, if the line trace hits like here, like this railing, what happened was in my testing, it would go back here again. So instead of that, a way to avoid that is with this here. So we did get random reachable points in radius with the smallest radius possible. So we start with 10. And if we can't do it, we just iterate it again and again. Like, so we do 20, 30, 40, up until to 500. If we can't find more than 500, then we just cut out. Like, you know, we don't want to be a forever loop. So we move out, and that is move finished. And you might think that overall, okay, there might be some imperfections in this. Like it works well enough, I find. Like for example, here I just noticed I got to change the geometry here a bit. It's like square pipes, like the one here. Oh, let me show you guys real quick. Player collisions, like square pipes, like here, is okay. But pipes like this can be a bit problematic, so I might need to like move this a bit, stuff like that. Now that's gonna be fine. That's gonna be okay. Like play testing and finding it and stuff. You know what? I'll do that real quick. I'll like
move this here. There we go. Move it. It's here. Oops, it's here. So I guess they have less room to abuse the depth of this. Certain length of this. That makes sense. Hold on. We'll move these here like that. Nice and easy. And I want to check how this is looking. Play collisions. Okay, there's fine. Oh, you see? That's. We'll just make this a bit longer. That's okay. And this one will be easier for me to. There we go. That's enough. Okay, let's get this over. Got him. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. That should be less depth. Yeah, I'm seeing good. Okay, that should be less depth. Yeah, it's alright. Good stuff. Hold on, me too. Hold on. Good. Stay there. Stay close. No, stay close. Okay, yeah, this should be better. Good stuff. Hold on. Now let's test it here. Okay, I'm gonna spy it. There we go. so we'll put that in there. Once again. And
Okay, yeah, so overall, there we go, we add that in. So that's like the little inside stuff. So I mean, I might make like little tweaks here and there. For example, when I was here, sometimes the auto success rate, like the of like uh how it doesn't see you and stuff is a bit whack. So I might need to work on stuff like that in the AI, but the overall relocation algorithm of when it sees you and stuff, I think is good enough. I think it is good enough, so that way I can focus on other stuff, if that makes sense. So that'd be like the last thing of like how the enemy tries to like spot you and stuff when you're above it and you go out of its sight. So that's gonna be like the final part. But the big part of the enemy seeing you and stuff, the enemy seeing you and try to relocate when it does that, that should work. Okay, so that's the big cheese. But I did also fix some stuff with the Tin Man. I added some stuff, fixed some stuff. So if you guys recall, for example, last time, when you would stagger the Tin Man, he would still walk. But now, let's see that. Let's see if that works or not. Spoiler alert, it should. Or maybe it won't, because now that I'm showing it to you guys, every single thing that can go wrong will go wrong. So let's see here. There we go. There we go. Yep, there we go. So he tries to hit me, staggers normally, and instead of, you know, still following me magically somehow. So let me see. Let's pause the game for a second. That's one thing. Oh yeah, that's right. The damage states are now also in the game. So let's see that in action. I hit him, and you can see he's like got a dent in there, right? Because he's in damage state. Now I'm gonna hit him again. He's damaged further. You see that? And now I'm gonna hit him again, and boop, he's gone. Poof, destroyed. And that is the other one. Oh yeah, okay, I'll explain this in a second. So when he also disappears, by the way, the launcher disappears with him. That was like another bug. It's quite easy to fix, but you know, I tried to write everything. I mean, sometimes I forget stuff, but I try to write everything that I fix. So the states for the Tin Man are like here, right? I'll show you guys real quick. When he gets damaged, events any damage, we have an enum of damage states, and the damage states are just basically we have standards, damaged, and damage further, and then when we hit him, we change the enum. So if it's on the, if we start at standard, like that's our default value, then we go to damaged, and we change the mesh every time we do this. Then we go to damage further, and then this is the, well, you know, death states, I guess. Like it's just boof, no more states. Now, oh yeah, corridor. So there are so basically here in this corridor, like the more testy, the more edge case corridor. We'll call this the edge case corridor, I think. There is a bunch of like random rectangles sticking out of here and stuff. Just like fix that. The geometry here was like surprisingly fidgety. I do not know why. It was very annoying. But yeah, so that's fixed. So now it looks like a more normal, more standard thing. I mean, like for example, it's still sticking out, but if I try to move this, let me see.
We'll make this like 16.5. How does that make sense? I'm so stupid. We'll make this 1,273. That does nothing. That's awesome. 5. No, I have 2.5. How's it nothing? We'll make this. Oh, for goodness sake, are you kidding me? We'll make this. That's not pressing my key, man.
There we go. That looks a bit better, I think. Well, yeah, okay, that will do. That will do. Okay, so that's that. Now let's go to the final parts. Tin Man gets damage from grenades. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. Okay, so also the further damage states, we can make those with the grenades. So here, that's why we have a bunch of grenades and stuff. We have a bunch of money. There we are. So we will get rid of the cooking. Oops, there we go. So we'll trigger this one. Oh, that's so loud. Oh my god. I forgot how loud everything is. So as you can see, like the first one, it damaged him to the point where his like visor was blinking. It also works so that like if you trigger both explosives at the same time. So once again here, we'll get rid of that. So let's trigger both explosives at the same time. There we go. See? Instantly gone. And this is like I think it's just like a little fun one. It's very unnecessary, but I'm happy with it. So you guys see what I mean in a second. So we need to bait him though. We need to bait this guy. So we'll bait him. Okay. See me, see me, see me. Okay, you see me. Good.
There he is.
Block. Good. Yeah, you see that? Yeah. All right. So basically, when this guy hits enemies, he will like hold on, follow me. Good. When this guy hits enemies and not you, the enemies will like explode. You know, they will get damaged as though they were hit by a grenade. They use the same function. Hold on.
That's him.
Hold on. Hold on. Oh, that
What?
was so close.
Oh my God! There he is.
No, I got it. No, no. Oh, I'll show you guys one more time. I'll show it to you guys one more time. There we go. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Okay, we don't need this. Okay, good stuff.
That's
See me,
him.
see me. Okay, so we should be able to bait him easily enough. Okay. Yeah, alright. I think it's just gonna be a fun little feature because like his also like the spike balls he launches are also damaging to the enemy. So I want it to be like if you can bait the Tin Man like this enemy, you can damage other enemies with it. I think it's gonna be fun. So that's pretty much it. I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, there we go. That's the last one. Tin Man attack can also damage normal enemies. Really quickly, how I did that. So if you go to the melee hitbox, the melee hitbox of every other enemy, it will just basically do a collision check for the player, right? So let's go to our box standard enemy that we all love, the Rockman, and let's go check the hitbox real quick. Hits. Oh, for goodness sakes, why am I just clicking all the wrong buttons today? It's okay. It's okay. That's alright. Now let's go to M1 hitbox. So these are the parameters and stuff, but we check for player collision. Simple enough. That's the we check for player collision, and then once we then we go to attack determine here, and we check for player reference. Pretty standard, but here we also do that here at the second part, I think. Yeah, player collision, and then we go attack determine stuff. But here we also do that. We also check. We have a multi-sphere trace by chance. So basically, if you guys don't know what this just checks a normal sphere, normal trace by channels. They'll just trace, and then it's like the first object the trace hits, right? But multi-sphere trace by channels, it will do its. It will give you like a list of every single object it has hits. That's why we have this array here, and then we check that array for well every single enemy it hits. And then we do a landing death, which is basically like the grenade damage, like the grenade death. Like first I did like a superhero landing power up. That's why it's called landing death. If you're curious, but this is basically the same thing that happens when like an enemy gets hit with a grenade. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Apologies for the really crappy editing on this one. Maybe I might also upload it like a day late, but you know, it is what it is. Today's a bit hectic for this house, but it won't always be like this. It's just a one-off, hopefully. But yeah, okay. Anyways, enough rambling. Thank you guys for watching. For future, I want to refine the enemy relocation for when the enemy doesn't see you. So for example, like in a place like this, usually it works out well, but we did have that one edge case where the enemy didn't see us when we went here and just gave up his search. So let's fix that edge case, and then I can say I am truly done with the relocation. Oh my god, that would be beautiful to say. And I also want to do the being able to possess the Tin Man. I think it's gonna be so fun being able to possess the Tin Man. It's gonna be so busted, so stupid, but I think that could be very fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye.